I am excited about this, but it is a difficult subject. So it's not like when I regularly do my distant healings and feel, you know, it's all about the angels and it's all gorgeous. This is a little bit of a more tricky subject. As anyone who is here, obviously you're here because you suffered with some kind of narcissistic abuse. And it's a very difficult situation to be in. I'm sure many of you know that I have personally experienced it, and it's affected my life quite dramatically. But I have got over that, you know, through that storm, and now doing what I do as a healer, an energy worker, and a yoga teacher, the retreats, everything. It's all come together to me really feeling that now I just want to pass back some of the healing that I've received over the last year, particularly. And I've had some incredible healing, some energy healing, and a lot of clearing from some amazing healers and teachers that have really helped me. And I feel like I've learned so much about dark energy and about narcissism. I'm not a psychotherapist. I don't profess to be. There will be a disclaimer about that in a minute, because I think it's really important that we fully process this. But I just feel now is my time to start to turn what happened to me around and start to reflect it back out to you in a way that hopefully will help you. So this is for anyone who has suffered any kind of narcissistic abuse. It is very common in relationship. Well, it's most common in relationships, romantically. That's how we tend to go through it, but not always. You know, I've got lots of clients who have family members, lots of clients who have, unfortunately, bosses, colleagues, friends. It can happen anywhere. And narcissism is a serious mental health issue. Lots of people have narcissistic traits, and that is very different from having narcissistic personality disorder. That's very serious. And if you meet someone who has that, what happens to you through that connection with them is likely to also be very serious. And only a psychotherapist can diagnose someone as a narcissist. So we need to be careful not to kind of label people that, because it's kind of used as well as a bit of a derogatory way of labeling people who perhaps may have narcissistic traits, which is very different. So what we're going to do tonight is I've been channeling incredibly long meditation for about 2 days. I was up to about 1 a.m. last night because it was coming through, and I was just writing it all down. And it's very, very different. If you attend my meditations normally, this is very different. It's kind of, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of going through, and it feels like today it started to slow down, the information slowed down, and it feels like they have literally covered pretty much every possible effect that a victim of narcissism may have suffered. And what we're doing is we're going very, very deep here. So this is about your karma. This is about your karmic energy field. This is also, we'll deal with some of the psychological effects that happen on the surface level, like the shame, the guilt, the blame, and the everything around that release that needs releasing. But we're also going to go very, very deep into some of the possible past life issues that might have caused you to end up having to have this narcissistic connection. The other thing that's really important is that many of you here, I'm sure, because I know you through work and clients and Reiki students and yogis, a lot of you are light workers, a lot of you are starseeds. You're here in order to bring in lights to transform and help the planet transition through the darkness that we've been through, that we've been in for many thousands of years. And so these experiences with narcissists, although of course incredibly difficult, and no one would wish it on anybody, it's hard to think that anyone would choose this as a soul, but there is a great deal of growth within it once you're through. When you're in, and if any of you are currently in it, dealing with it, it's very hard to see that. I know when I couldn't see that at all, and people were saying to me, oh, it's going to be so great. I was like, are you kidding? That's like, I cannot think that way yet, but now I am through. and recovered pretty much, 95%, I would say, because of absolutely throwing everything I possibly could at my recovery the last year. There has been a great deal of growth and evolution for me spiritually. I've learned a lot, and I've also learned a lot about, as I said, I've learned a lot about darkness, and I've learned a lot about how to release it. And I'm now feeling I'm getting huge downloads, techniques, tools given to me on how to release darkness. And this meditation, there will be a lot of talking, but there'll also be some times when I go quiet, and I'll also be turning my camera off, because some of the techniques, if you like, that I've been given, they're not something that I want to share with the world. So I'll be doing that with the camera off from time to time. So you'll have your eyes closed, you won't know, but if you were to watch the replay, that explains why that's happening. So it's very, very exciting, because I feel that these codes and tools and knowledge and wisdom that myself, and I'm sure many other people around the world, are getting, are actually tools that we probably have had on Earth over the millions of years that we've been here, but have been lost, but they're now coming back. And it feels like we've now got a few thousand years of complete mess to sort of clean up, really, in healing and clearing our karma, releasing our trauma, and trying to rid the earth of this darkness. There's two phrases that I'm going to be using in this meditation that some of you will probably have heard of, but some not. I hadn't until I started to have psychotherapy for dealing with narcissistic abuse. One is a flying monkey. So a flying monkey is a way to describe the people that the narcissist will use to hurt you indirectly. So it comes from the film The Wizard of Oz, and it was the Wicked Witch of whichever one it is, I can't remember which one it was, but the Wicked Witch, she sends out her monkeys, do you remember? And they go and try and chase the gang. That's the description of it. So she sits back. A narcissist can often sit back and enjoy sending out these flying monkeys, and they can be your friends, your colleagues, your family, their friends, colleagues, family, can be anyone. It's indiscriminate. And they're often what's called the favorites. So a narcissist can have a very small group, or maybe just one or two people, of favorites who cannot see through, cannot see that the narcissist is a narcissist, and will quite happily go along with acting as a flying monkey. And that can be very hurtful and painful. The other word is enabler is similar. Enabler is similar. You'll hear that used as well. Another word which you might have heard of is an Agent Smith. I don't know if you've heard of Agent Smith. It's from the film The Matrix, and it's used to describe the way that dark forces on the planet that are trying to, however you want to describe them, there's light and dark energy. Agent Smiths often, they're like people who will come into your life on purpose to take you away from being of service and being of working with light. So it could be a partner who will come in, love bomb you, and then try to destroy you and ruin you in order for you. They're not doing it, but the dark energy that's using them to try and stop you from doing your work, from working with light. That the Agent Smiths can come in many forms, any sort of person really who is capable of knocking you off your path. And that's really important to be aware of Agent Smiths when you're on a spiritual path, when you're working with light, because they come and you can feel it, because you can have a sense that they're trying to steer you away. So those are two words that you might not have heard of that I just wanted to share with you. So before we get completely comfortable, I just want to talk you through about how, many of you are probably empaths, and this abuse, wherever it's come from, is likely to have done some pretty serious damage to you psychologically. Victims of narcissism can carry a lot of self-blame and shame. They tend to lack strong boundaries. They tend to want to rescue other people, and they tend to stay loyal despite mistreatment. they can be very susceptible to taking on and blaming themselves for other people's abuse, making excuses for them. Oh, you know, but she's had a really hard childhood, or, oh, you know, it's really difficult for them. And you sort of end up getting caught in that pattern, and not actually asking for accountability for the poor treatment of you. So that can be very, very common. So we're going to call on a beautiful divine feminine energy for tonight's healing, as well as the Lemurian energy that I always work with, and the Metatron energy, to activate a really deep soul healing, to try to release the imprint, the energetic imprint that any abuser might have left in your energy field, to transmute and cleanse any negativity, either in this life or in past lives. So that I hope that by the end of this meditation, you'll feel much lighter, you'll feel more able to move on with your relationships. And it's going to work well for anyone who needs to create strong boundaries, who needs to be able to listen more closely to red flags. You've probably heard of the word red flags. It's quite commonly used now in the dating sort of game, but it's not just for dating, it's for friendships, it's for colleagues, it's for all kind of situations where you kind of, do I get closer to this person? Do I pull back? You know, that looks like a red flag. Let's wait. Let's be patient. That's boundaries, really. Just kind of like, you know, taking time and making sure you've got your walls up strongly. Releasing any imprints of self-sacrifice, rescuing, and also releasing childhood trauma. But I invite you, and this is where I kind of get into the sort of disclaimer part of it, really, is that it's really vital that if you feel that you're suffering with any psychological effect from abuse, whether recent or in the past, it's really vital that you get help. I'm not going to pretend in any way that this meditation alone is going to be enough to release the very, very powerful and very damaging and harmful effects. I've had to have psychotherapy intensely for a year, as well as countless amounts of energy healing, massages, reflexologies, and everything else. Okay, but that on its own, I don't think it would have worked. And anyone who needs guidance on that, I can point you. This meditation isn't to bypass. It isn't to bypass your psychological issues. If you've been a victim of abuse, it's really important that you heal yourself properly, not only to feel better, but to not attract the same situation again. My first narcissistic relationship was my first husband when I was 25. I was with him for 7 years. And then I spent the next 19 years getting in and out of the same kind of pattern until now. So that's how long it can take. But I should say as well, and I will stop talking in a second, I will say as well that the light 19 years on from that first breakup in 2004 is so strong now that I think we can do everything quicker. I'm pretty sure if that happened again, I could get through it a lot quicker. And I'm sure that's why now it's why I had to have this healing, and for you, because it's all coming up. And the light is coming in so strongly and powerfully now that we can heal quickly. But you've got to do all the work. This is to help you align. This is to help you clear, transmute. And then it's up to you to do your shadow work and to get your psychological help with anything else that's going on. Okay, right. So let's get comfortable now. I want you to get really comfortable. You can sit or lie. You're going to close your eyes, and it's up to you. I'm not going to suggest that you necessarily stay awake for the whole thing, but you could. Often when I do these meditations, I say, you know, just let yourself go completely. But because this meditation, there's quite a lot. We're literally going to go through so many scenarios, so many ways that you might have been hurt, so many things that need releasing, all the way from like black occult magic to literally just the shame that you feel. Okay, it's a big spectrum. If you do stay conscious, you're going to possibly notice you know, images coming up, memories, emotions. So just let that happen. Okay, that's good, and that can help. I'm going to put in a minute, we're going to put a really safe protective light around, and I just want you to feel that you're really held. I know I'm not there with you, but I am energetically there with you, whether you're watching this now or on a replay. Okay, so let's just start to call in really beautiful protective angelic light. So I just want you to close your eyes, and I want you to be actively involved in this. Okay, so protective angelic light is nearly always, we think of it as a blue, a beautiful blue, like a sapphire blue. So I want you to imagine that you're putting on a really big, thick, heavy blue illuminated cloak of light now. You're wrapping it around your shoulders, it's right down to your feet, you're clasping it at the front, and then you're putting over a big hood of angelic light over you. Okay, so I want you to imagine that now. And then I want you to say in your mind or out loud, I am protected from all low density, low vibration, low frequency energies by this blue angelic light around me. I am protected by all low density, low vibration, low frequency energies by this blue cloak around me. And then I'm going to put that blue light around us all as if we were surrounded by a dome of light that's going to protect us. So that any dark energy, any energy from other people, persons or people who are still trying to attack you or abuse you in any way cannot reach us during this meditation. So we're just going to ask that we're completely free and able to completely relax and enjoy, so that we can begin to process and release. So any energy that does not wish us to be free and does not wish us to return ourselves fully to light, we ask that we are protected from any of that darkness this evening and going onwards. So anything that does not wish you to be free and does not wish you to return yourself fully to light. We're now going to call in a beautiful divine feminine energy. We're going to call in Mother Mary, the Mary Magdalene. That's the energy that I've been really connecting with the last few days. She really wants to be here, the goddess energy. We're going to draw that close to us now so that we feel really safe and held, really nurtured and nourished through this meditation. And for the coming days, weeks and months after this meditation, as we process these deep karmic wounds. So just calling in that energy of the Mary Magdalene. If you like to, you can bring an image of the Mary Magdalene into your mind, or if you have another goddess that you work with or you'd like to envisage in your mind now, you can do that. Okay. We're then going to call on the Lemurian Christ healing rays that I work with. We're going to call on my team, and we're also going to call on any other angels, archangels, ascended masters, star councils, any beings working with light, any beings working with high vibrational celestial crystalline light only, to join us now. Just taking a moment just to call in that energy for you all here and all of you watching later. So this meditation is going to help to clear cords with others, energy attachments, and toxic thought forms that have been left in you, clearing Agent Smith types. We'll also be clearing all kinds of possible damaging effects and energy residues that may have been left around you from any interaction with a narcissist. Remembering that it is possible that you may have had to have this dark experience in order to learn and evolve on your soul journey. It is possible that you may have chosen to have these experiences in order to grow and to understand dark energy better. So we will be clearing any energy that you no longer need on your soul journey. But if you have more to learn that will be of great value for your highest and greatest good on your journey as a starseed, here as a light worker, then some energy may remain if that is in your destiny path. So a sense of surrender and acceptance is needed before we begin. During this meditation, we'll also look at psychological issues like shame, guilt, lack of self-love, lack of self-care and compassion, not valuing yourself enough, not feeling worthy enough, and not having strong boundaries. We'll be releasing thought forms that create an inner critic, cause inner gaslighting or inner bullying. All of this will be worked through. So this type of abuse is particularly cruel, particularly dark. Narcissists tend to act in ways that the majority of us simply cannot believe anyone could do that to somebody else. That's often the feeling that you're left with. How could anyone possibly do that to another person? And I'm sure you've all experienced that sense of shock and disbelief yourselves. But here now, I just want you to be able to relax. As I say, if you want to stay present and conscious, you can. But as we go deeper, if you do drop off to sleep, it's fine. All of this will work deep through your subconscious mind. You'll hear everything I say on a deep level, and all the energy work, clearing and healing will happen, whether you're aware of it or not. So now we've called in the energies. I want you to feel really safe here, really held. I want you to imagine the arms of angels holding you tight, holding you warm, making you feel comfortable and relaxed, and just feeling that you can completely let go and completely surrender to this clearing and healing meditation. We've called in the beautiful, creative and fiery healing energies of Mary Magdalene. She is powerful. These are the energies of creation, the chalice. This is the energy of the mother, bringing great nourishing, nurturing, caring and healing to our planet, to all humanity, wrapping us up just as a mother wraps a child, inviting us to heal our deep inner child wounds. This beautiful divine goddess energy tells us here that we are loved and we are held, and that we can now completely let go and trust in this process of cleansing and releasing. Mother Mary's energy comes in a beautiful golden light, iridescent, sparkling, radiant light, like that halo that she wears around her head. Feel this golden light surrounding you again. Feel its warmth. It's like a fire. Or it's like the warm golden rays of sunlight on your skin and all around you. Feel completely bathed. Knowing that here in this golden light, nothing can hurt you now. Here, during this meditation, nothing can hurt you. Trusting that nothing can hurt you anymore. I want you to feel safe and held enough to allow your pain and suffering from your past to rise up a little in your heart to the surface for healing, so we can transmute it. Know that it's safe here to allow that hurt to rise up within you, and allow this goddess energy, this Mother Mary energy, to take your pain, to take your hurt, and to take your suffering. Just bringing that initial clearing of energy to your heart, just to clear away. Now here in this golden light that surrounds you, all is understood. Everything you've been through, all the cruelty, the betrayal, and the hurt is understood. You are understood. Here, in this light, you are not alone. You are held in compassionate understanding. Here, there is nothing but you and the divine source energies of light. No one else is here. There are no lies, no control, no manipulation, no misunderstanding, no distortion of the truth. Just you and the goddess. A true oneness where all is understood. You and the divine know exactly what has happened to you. And here and now, nothing else matters. What anyone else thinks does not matter here. What anyone else said or did does not matter here. You and the goddess know the truth. Feel that in your heart now. Let that knowledge be absorbed into your very being. You and the goddess know the truth about what has happened to you. And just feel that beautiful love that comes to you now, that comfort, that healing for all your suffering and for all you have been through. Mary just wishes to say to you here, this divine feminine energy, dear one, it has been so hard for you. Dear one, rest now, knowing that you are deeply loved. Just feel that beautiful, loving energy coming through very strongly. So whether your abusive situation was with a romantic partner, a colleague, a family member, a friend, or in any other form, we're now going to clear all possible ways that you may have been hurt by this person, and how you may have felt their darkness in you. As I guide you through, there may be memories, images, or sensations, emotions that you might feel or notice. Just allow them to come. Breathe deep and then release them. Let them go. They're all just coming up to be transmuted. And we're asking that you are now cleared of all ways that you have tried to please others and appease others rather than looking after and loving yourself. Asking that you are now given strength to love yourself and please yourself in truth and in harmony first. Clearing each time throughout your life that you've allowed someone to step over your boundaries and to treat you in a way that made you feel unsafe, that devalued you, any way that demeaned you. And ask that you are now given strength to say no in future and to empower yourself with self-love. Clearing each time throughout your life when you allowed yourself to take the blame for something that was not your fault. clearing all energies of shame, blame, and guilt for all mistakes made, whether intentional or unintentional. Clearing all energies and residues of shame, blame, and guilt that were given to you by another person as a way for them to avoid accountability for their actions. Asking that you now find a deep self-love that will withstand any attempt in future to bring you down. Any attempt in the future ever again. Clearing each time throughout your life when you allowed yourself to be treated cruelly, unkindly, brutally, violently, aggressively, or in any way that hurt you and caused you pain. And asking that you now find the courage and the inner power to refuse to ever be treated in that way again. Clearing any time throughout your life when you were shouted at, yelled at, screamed at, traumatized in any way, hurt physically, sexually, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Clearing each time throughout your life when you had to experience the lesson of deception, a deep and very difficult soul lesson. Clearing each time throughout your life when you have been deceived, when that deception was used against you to manipulate you, to control you, and to blame you for someone else's mistreatment of you. Clearing each time when deception was used against you to try to convince other people that you were in the wrong. Clearing any times in the past when another person exaggerated things about you in order to control or manipulate you or other people around you. Clearing any times in the past when lies were told about you in order to control or manipulate you or others around you. Clearing all times in the past when another person distorted the truth in order to control or manipulate you or others around you. Clearing any time in the past when another person used information about you and distorted, lied, or exaggerated about it to others in order to blame you and to get themselves out of having to take responsibility or accountability for their mistreatment of you. Clearing any time in the past when another person lied to you in order for them to get away with cheating, infidelity, stealing, their own distortion of the truth, lying about something that happened, lying about where somebody was, lying about the past, lying about the future, future faking, love faking, promise faking, or lying about what somebody else did, lying about what somebody else said, or lying about what you said. Clearing any time in the past when another person tried to convince you that something you believe happened did not happen. Clearing any time that someone tried to convince you that something you believe you said you did not say, or something they said they did not say. Clearing any time in the past when someone tried to convince you that your perception of reality was incorrect. Clearing any time in the past when someone tried to convince you that you were insane, crazy, mad, mentally ill, or in some way incapable of seeing reality for what it clearly was. Clearing any time in the past when someone tried to convince other people around you that you were insane, crazy, or mentally ill, or in some way incapable of seeing reality for what it clearly was. Clearing all falsehood and all deception from your energy field now. Asking that you are now given clarity, wisdom, and spiritual guidance, so that your inner radiance, your inner truth is strengthened, and that you will never allow anyone to convince you again that your perception of reality is incorrect ever again in your life. Continuing clearing each time throughout your life when someone has tried to convince you that it's all your fault. Anytime someone has tried to convince you that you deserve to be treated badly because of your own defects. And asking now that you are given strength to love yourself enough never to allow anyone to speak to you in that way ever again. So asking now that any narcissistic person who has attacked you is released from your energy field. Asking that any dark, cruel, narcissistic person who you have caused with through lives, through dimensions, or in any plane of existence is now released from your karmic energy field. We now ask that any residue or attachment, entity, dark energy, dark force, or Agent Smith type energy parasite is released from your karmic energy field now. Now ask that any attempt to prevent you from fully completing your soul purpose here in this life as a light worker, light warrior, shadow worker, dark energy worker, white witch, or starseed creator is now cleared from your karmic energy field. We now ask that any attempt to stop you, interfere with you, deter you, disturb you, frighten you, put you off in any way from doing the light work that you came here to do, or tempt you in any way towards darkness, including addiction, falsehood, jealousy, competitiveness, black magic, satanic ritual, use of recreational drugs, whether natural or synthetic, gratification, cheating, lying, deceiving. Any temptation by the dark to drag you away from light is now released from your karmic energy field. We now ask that any attempt to ruin you be released, to ruin your reputation with friends, family, your community, workplace, school, college, or university is released from your karmic energy field now. We ask that any attempt to ruin your career, your finances, your health, physical or mental, to cause you to break down, collapse, become ill, or suffer in any way is released from your energy field now. Any attempt to ruin your relationships with partners, friends, children, parents, other family members, colleagues, or anyone in your outer world, we ask that is released from your karmic energy field now. We now ask that any attempt to use social media or the internet to destroy you or lie about you is released from your karmic energy field now. We ask that you are released from all childhood traumas and abuses that are still affecting you now in this life. We ask that you are released from all past life traumas and abuses that are still affecting you now in this life. And we ask that you are released from all karmic soul connections that are not aligned with you, truth, light, and your destiny path. We now ask that all times that your loyalty to a narcissistic person was misguided be released. We now ask that all times that your love, loyalty, kindness, or care towards a narcissistic person was abused is now released. We now ask that all times you were a victim of mistreatment by a narcissistic person be released. We ask that all times you lacked strong boundaries be released. And we ask that all times you felt an empathic need to fix or rescue a narcissistic person be released from your energy field. We ask that there is a deep clearing and transmuting of all of the following: love bombing, charming, personality faking. All times that you were used as narcissistic supply, narcissistic feeding, and narcissistic parasitical energies. Clearing and transmuting all times you suffered future faking and promise faking. All times you were devalued, isolated, demeaned, humiliated, gaslighted, discarded, and release all shock and trauma associated with any catastrophic discard on you and on your life. Clearing and transmuting all use by a narcissist of flying monkeys and enablers. Release all who have enabled the narcissist in hurting you. Release all attachment, all cords, all connections of any kind to those enablers and flying monkeys, and ask that all hurt, pain and suffering that those enablers and flying monkeys caused you be now transmuted and cleared from your heart energy, from your energy field, and all thought forms created by that hurt, that pain and suffering now be removed from your mind. Taking and deeply processing all lessons that have been valuable and allowing them to sink deep into your soul to help yourself to learn and understand more about yourself as a soul and about this human plane of existence. Taking and deeply processing all lessons that have helped you as a soul to understand light, understand truth, and understand love through the experience of exploring darkness as a theme during this lifetime. Taking and deeply processing all lessons that have helped to awaken your inner light through the experience of exploring this theme of darkness throughout this lifetime. Taking and deeply processing all the lessons that have helped to release your ego, to become more conscious and expansive as a soul, as a way of connecting you more deeply to the divine and the true nature within you through these lessons that you have experienced. Taking and deeply processing all lessons where you have learned how others can be loving, kind, supportive, and compassionate towards you as you have suffered. Learning how others can care for each other in the face of cruelty, betrayal, and darkness. Taking this lesson and understanding better the human experience of love and care, kindness and compassion. And feeling here now a deep sense of self-forgiveness. Forgiving yourself completely. Trusting that none of it was your fault. Feeling a deep sense of self-love, love for your body, love for your mind, a love for life. Releasing any suicidal thoughts or attempts or death wishes towards yourself that occurred during desperation whilst being abused by a narcissist. Releasing all thoughts of self-harm, whether it be through violent action towards oneself or use of drugs or alcohol, whether natural or synthetic, to harm oneself. Releasing all occasions in this life when you were accused of overreacting to somebody's poor treatment of you. Releasing all occasions when you were accused of being overly jealous, overly insecure or clingy, overly angry or upset, overly frightened or worried for your safety or that of your family, overly emotional in any way or form. And finding now that love and self-compassion through understanding that you were being manipulated and that you had every right to feel those emotions and to react in that way at that time. Releasing all occasions when you were goaded, teased, humiliated, or bullied to the point of desperation. Any occasion when that desperation and torment turned into an extreme reaction on your part. Releasing any time when your desperation turned into pleas for help, screaming, crying, shouting, collapsing, breaking down, chasing, clinging, or pleading as your inner child's trauma response was activated. Clearing all trauma from your nervous system. Now drawing out all dark, traumatized energy that has become stuck in your nervous system and is affecting your energy field. And taking time now to clear all dark attachments or entities who are feeding off your trauma and using it for their own dark agenda. Clearing all darkness from your nervous system. And now connecting with the pure soul within you, with the pure innocent child within you. Connecting you with the purity that you came to this earth with as a new life. And asking that that pure soul is given space to come through now and remind you that before you came, you did choose to have this difficult, dark lesson in order to learn and understand, in order to explore in this life, and that there may be more to work through here in this lifetime. To trust in that process as much as it is possible. So we're going to call in the divine energies once again of Mary, the goddess, calling in the energy of Archangel Metatron, calling him in with his beautiful codes of light. Metatron coming now, and we're going to work with Metatron to command any dark energies around you to be released from your karmic energy field now. Just bringing Archangel Metatron in, his powerful, powerful energy and his ability to command darkness to leave you. I now command that all agreements, contracts are null and void, and that you can be released from all agreements or contracts made on a deep soul level that connect you through this exploration of dark narcissism and cruelty in this life. I now command that any curses that have been put on you in this life or in any past lives through all dimensions and planes of existence be released, so that you no longer have to continue any interactions with any dark narcissistic force in this life or any future lifetimes. I now command that any black magic or cruel satanic rituals are released from your karmic energy field, so that you no longer have to align yourself in any way with dark, narcissistic, cruel personalities in this lifetime or any future lifetime in all dimensions and all planes of existence. I now command that any dark off-planet forces that may be trying to manipulate you, disturb you, deter you, distract you, or frighten you away from your pure light soul purpose here in this life, any future lifetimes, in all dimensions and all existence are released. I now command that any witchcraft being used upon you in this life or any past life, in all planes of existence and through all dimensions, is released from your karmic energy field now. So I'm just going to leave you still as I work through with Metatron on each of you here, working through each of your names, each of your boxes, and sending this energy to anyone watching this in the future on replay, recording, to release and command all dark energies, entities, and attachments to be released from you now. And now just bringing in light. All dark energies transmuted, alchemized, and released. And as dark energy releases from your karmic energy field, greater light can find its way in. The softer, more playful energies of light. I find it very difficult to get close to us when we have those dark karmic energies attached to us. Feel that by releasing this meditation, we open the door to something lighter and brighter, more playful, more joyful to surround you. Drawing that energy in. To imagine now that you're lying in a crystal cave surrounded by magical crystals. You're lying on a floor made of crystal, and there are crystals all around you, to the sides and above you. It could be clear quartz, or they could be multicolored. Perhaps you have a sense that they are a particular color. I want you to allow them to be whichever color you feel they need to be here. It's the red or orange or yellow, green or pink or blue, indigo or violet, white, silver or gold. Feel that this crystal cave is a place for you to just let go now. After all of that work through heaviness and low vibrational density, as we released and transmuted and cleared, you can now just lie back softly here, surrounded by angels, held in the arms of angels. Allowing yourself to completely let go and relax here in light, in comfort, feeling nourished, feeling that warm Mary Magdalene energy of the Mother. Soft, warm, wrapped and healed. And I'm just going to leave you here now in this crystal cave as I work with these lighter, more fairy-like energies now. Feel they can come in and reach you. The next time you hear my voice will be time to come back, but until then, just let yourself relax and completely let go. Let yourself be held in light. sense of being completely wrapped and cocooned in a beautiful white protective light. Wrapped up, completely enveloped. Pure white light, really tight around you, no gaps, no way of any dark energy getting back in. Just slowly working to bring that up through your body. You don't need to be actively involved in this. If you want to, you can imagine it. It's like a thread. Just wrapping around you. And this is always part of a big clearing. A big clearing like the one we've done tonight, just to wrap you so that you have a buffer around you for a few days, weeks, because after a major clearing of dark energy, we can feel a little strange because we've got used to that dark energy there. We never wanted it, but we get used to it being there. And if you've been involved with a particularly cruel kind of narcissistic personality, it's very likely that there was something left that was quite dark and well attached in your energy field. And if you've been dealing with narcissism a lot in your life, it may have been there for decades and may feel strange for it to have gone. So this white light that's really tight around you, like a cocoon, it's just going to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time to process all that we've done. And you can call on this white light whenever you need it. You can imagine it when you wake up, before you go to bed. If you have bad dreams, if you commonly have bad dreams, then you can call on it. Hopefully those dreams will lighten a little now. Okay, so I just want you to now, just if you can hear me, if you're there, just bring your left hand onto your heart and your right hand on top. And I want you to really feel that goodness in your heart. Because your heart is good, it is kind. Anyone who's ever told you otherwise has now been released, and you can come back to true self-belief that your heart is good, your heart is pure. You have good intention. None of it was your fault. That now you can feel this good, kind heart and be more careful who you allow into it in any shape or form in life, any connection. Just feel that you can protect your heart without putting up walls around you. Just feeling that you can really love yourself. I want you to feel a deep compassion for yourself now, for everything you've been through, a real understanding. I understand. Many people understand. Many don't. But those that do, we really get it for each other. So I want you to really feel that collective compassion here in this group tonight, who all understand what we've all been through in various ways and forms throughout our lives, dealing with this darkness. I want you you to really start a journey now of self-love, because that is a huge part of this process as you come out the other side. I want you to love your body, and I really mean that, really love your physical body. Love the way it looks, love the way it's aging, feel grateful for its journey, how it brought you to here, and feel privileged to have it. So all its wrinkles, because not everyone has the opportunity to get to here, to be as old as we are. We can be grateful for that. I want you to love your minds so that you won't allow those inner critical thoughts and bullying, that inner gaslighting to continue anymore. That you'll be discerning enough to say no when those thoughts start to take over. I want you to love your soul, love your spirit. Be grateful to it for all the lessons, all the challenges. And asking now that you can receive blessings and gifts in any form. It will help you to continue this journey towards and back to love, back to light. So if you've got any words you want to say in your own mind to complete this meditation for yourself, any gratitude you want to offer up, anything you want to say to that dark energy that you may have experienced in your life, to just release it once and for all. It's gone. And then we're slowly and gently just going to start to bring awareness back into the whole body now. So just awareness into the feet, into the toes, into the hands and the fingers. Maybe just starting to rotate the wrists and the ankles. Roll the shoulders perhaps. Stretch. And then when you're ready, if you're lying down, you might want to just roll to your side and gently come up to sit. If you are completely asleep and not coming back, that's absolutely fine. There's no need to come back if you've gone. But if you want to come back up to sit, we're just going to sit with the eyes closed for a moment, bringing the hands together at the heart, and just slightly bowing the head and just offering gratitude to Mother Mary, to Mary Magdalene, the Divine Goddess. Gratitude to the feminine energies that are arising on the planet at this time, that are saying no to this kind of tyranny, this kind of darkness. Gratitude to all of you for awakening to what's happened to you and beginning or continuing this journey of healing. Recognizing that we do it not only for ourselves, but for all others who suffer and who perhaps aren't able yet to see or aren't able yet to heal. Gratitude to Archangel Metatron, all angels, archangels, ascended masters, star councils, and beings of light who joined us this evening, asking that they remain with us and that we can call on them anytime that we need in the future. And gratitude to you for joining me this evening and allowing me to share this clearing meditation with you. Thank you for trusting me to hold the space for you all. And I hope that you all feel the benefit, if not straight away, but in time. When you would like to blink the eyes open and lift the head when you're ready. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.